All right, so the next thing I wanted to share was this cart I made for my first grader. We weren't really sure if we wanted another cart, another thing to have in our house, but it just seemed like a good idea, and I'm so glad we did because her materials are going to be really handy for us to roll to wherever we decide to sit down. We homeschool at a big dining table, and they're going to be all in one place, and it's kind of neat to be able to take out all the manipulatives ahead of time and have it all ready. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go through the cart and what we have and why we have it. Now, this is like, I think our 7th or 8th year of homeschooling. So we have, over the years, accrued a lot of materials. You might not have this much. It might not look like this for you. And that's okay. You know, in the beginning, our first year really didn't have a lot. And it's kind of nice when you don't have a lot because either you can borrow from somebody or, you know, you just can do with less. So after, you know, a while, you end up having a lot. So the first thing I'll go over is the top shelf. The top shelf, I like to put these, it's just nice. This is a metal file holder. This one's from Target from many years ago. I would say probably 7-8 years ago, but they have different ones in different places. I know Container Store often has these types of things. So this is a metal file holder, and then this is, I have a cardboard magazine file. This is also from Target from many years ago. And I just like that it's pretty, and then over here, I'll often write what we're doing. This used to be called Weekend Prep, and so right now I'll probably update that for her. So up here, what we have is what we're going to be doing. This is her book. So I actually already went through when I was cleaning up over the weekend. It really helped because I got to pull a lot of materials that I may not have remembered. So the first thing that I have here is what I'm going to be using with her for, okay, addition facts that stick. So I was using one of these for one of my other children, and she really wanted to have this, so I got her addition facts that stick. I didn't use this with my other children when they were in first grade, but she really wanted it. It has really nice games. I haven't started it yet, so, you know, hopefully it goes well. And these are just papers that she was in kinder in Islamic school last year, so they had printed and sent us these 3-letter word packets that she was working on, and there's other words that she had done last year, long vowels, all the vowels, and all the spelling words they did last year. So I saved that because I would want to review that with her as much as possible. I also got her this daily handwriting practice. So these books I usually buy in color. And this is for the first time. I didn't know that, this is our Evan Moore. I did not know that the colored ones are actually for reproducing in a classroom. And then they have these much more inexpensive. And these are student books. And you can see it's a student practice book. So you don't need to make copies. And the paper is actually thinner. That's the only drawback if you like that thick white paper. But why I like these is because it gives 4 days of a short handwriting practice. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And there's nothing for Friday. Let me just make sure. Maybe actually there is actually. So Friday is going to be on the back side. It's going to be longer. Yeah, I haven't done these in a couple years, but I got this one for the first grader and also for my middle schoolers to just practice some handwriting. The next thing we're probably going to be working on is 100 Easy Lessons. We've been working on this, and I just wanted to give her a solid foundation in phonics. I'm not really sure how much we're going to get through. I have a pad here of lined paper, and this one does say grades K to 1. So this is grades K to 1. And we've had this, so we've done other writing in here. I did see my daughter using college rule paper because my older kids are, so I don't know. In 2nd grade, I think we often transition to the wide rule paper, or 3rd grade, so we're going to see how that goes. She has these 2 books from last year because she went to a brick and mortar school and they required this. One was for Arabic and one was for English. And so I kept these in here if we need, you know, to writing prompts or anything that comes in other curriculum we're going to be using. This is just wide rule paper I found. I didn't put it where we keep the other paper because that's all college rule, and I wanted this to be designated just for her, so I saved it here. Okay, next is the clock, which is one of the manipulatives I'm going to be using to teach her math. This is actually a full-size teacher clock, and I'm not sure why I ordered this big one when I first started homeschooling with Saxon 1 for my other daughter, but maybe they I don't know, it came in a kit or something, but yeah, we have a big one, and I guess it works for kids. The other thing I found was this Memoria Press I guess this is a second grade curriculum. I thought it was first. But anyway, I have all this literature and I saved it. And they have workbooks that go with this. And I did purchase the workbooks for my other daughter when we, oh, somebody wrote in here. When we homeschooled her with this. I guess we use this in second grade probably. So this is the teacher copy. So these books would come with, these are 5 units, I guess, and they would come with their own workbook. And that would be your whole literature curriculum for the year. And then they did have worksheets in the workbook. So here is the answer key, the teacher key for the whole teacher's edition for all of those workbooks together in one book. And so here's a sample of what it looks like. So there's vocabulary on the top of the page, and there's pronounce and spell, and then there's a vocabulary you look up in the dictionary, comprehension, questions, and discussion. So I'm definitely not going to be doing this as a written assignment for my daughter. I did like the literature that number 1 to start with was Peter Rabbit, and these are the books that I had ordered for it that came with this. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, these 4 books I put to do as a read aloud, and I'm going to be using those, and then probably just using the discussion questions and going over the vocabulary. And at that time, or over the years, I have saved this as kind of a manipulative just to have. It came out, I believe, when the movies came out, and so we had that. And I did also have a pair of like bunny ears that I had saved, and so I probably would be bringing those out. The next thing is a project she's already working on. So we were working on faltering ownership with her older sister, and she wanted to do a dust jacket, and this is Llama Llama Red Pajama. And so she kind of just jumped in with us in our project, and I thought it was really cute. So she made her own dust jacket, and we're still working on that writing project. There's no writing on the inside of the dust jacket yet. I have to work with her to write the reviews that are part of that curriculum. So that's in here. So the next thing is this folder. So this folder I just saved because I thought maybe I'll need it one day. This is a 5-star plastic folder, and it has 4 sections. And I had used this with my other kids when they were younger. So I have printed with a label maker Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's just really handy to be able to rip out the worksheets, especially with Saxon Math or even handwriting pages. Sometimes it's just neat for younger kids just to see all the work they have to do that day, the written work, and just put it in here. And often we'll have like Saxon would have a manipulative. I don't remember which level has manipulatives, that like paper manipulatives that they need to cut, and we could put those in there too, or even the flashcards that they're working on. I added this boogie board. We got this from Costco, and this is just nice for writing. It resets like that, and then there's this pen here, and you can just write with the pen or your nails. And I kept that in here in case we want to just write something quick or show a math problem. And then I also got this from Target. This is just something that I wanted to add for fun, and it was $3. It wasn't that bad, and I like that it was wood. I guess I kind of forgot. I don't know if I remember that I had the big one, but it just was so cute. Just something different because she's seen this clock in her house for so long. All right, so the next thing I have on the cart is on the top. I have these sight word rings. So I worked in a Islamic school for a long time, and we use these. This packet these are from Lakeshore Learning. I don't even know if they make them anymore, but they're just sight word rings. And so we used in kinder over there. And then I don't think they use them in first grade, but this was the next set of words, so there really shouldn't be the same words. And since I have it, I just kept them. I had it for my other kids, and so I took them out, and I have them so we can maybe work through it. This is 2 sets of playing cards. I know that the multiplication facts that stick, we're going to be using that, and I'm going to be using that with one of my kids, and so that we need that, and we might need that. They use the cards to play games, and so the kids really like that. That's why that's there. It's just easy to keep the manipulatives together. And then we have these 2. So the reason I have this clock in a bag is just to keep it together. I think it has a stand, just to keep the stand with it. And then I have these squares plastic squares. They come in a bigger set from wherever you order, but this is 20. I had my first grader pre-count them and stick them in the bag so they're ready for the lessons. And I'm going to talk more about what lesson. We're going with math to talk more about math. And let's see, what else do we have on the cart? This abacus, I think a lot of people already have. It's from IKEA. And so I just hung this here. Now this cart, I was kind of torn because a bunch of places are selling carts and I just got it from Michael's. And so it was nice that it has these prongs. I actually didn't like these prongs in the beginning, but I think it's if you want to add a handle. But it just worked out because it's going to hold this whole abacus on it. The next thing we have is this, it's like a pencil cup from Target from a few years ago. And it's magnetic, so it just sticks to, oops, I dropped the panda. It just sticks to the basket. And then we have, these circles are from IKEA. I'm sure everybody's seen these. This is a counter, and I know we're going to need a counter for math, first grade math. And then we have these dice, and I know that we're going to need these for the multiplication facts that stick. Then we have another one of these cup holders, and yeah, I just love anything magnetic that sticks. We're gonna use this for the calendar that I'll show you. It's a pocket chart calendar, yeah. And these are all the numbers. I actually had laminated them, I guess years ago. And then also, I used some of the other cards that came with the calendar. These are just from Target. And I made my own. So I don't remember how I made this. I probably just took an image from Google and just printed it, and then we laminated them together. So we have the holidays, and I also kind of made my own for Hajj and just different ones. Summer solstice. There was no summer card. And then I actually do put these holidays in. You know, we don't celebrate them, but I just feel like the kids need to know what they are. I'll put them on the calendar. We usually try to teach a lesson with it. Okay, then so those go with this calendar here. This is just a pocket chart from Target, and yeah. The next thing I have is these. I use these hooks to hang up. They're magnetic, but they have a clip, and I use this for the sight words. We just put some on here for now. So as we go through the words, we'll add them. And I also put a pair of headphones for her on it. She has her own headphones. I think everyone that's doing somewhat virtual school has a pair of headphones these days, but we will use it for maybe listening to a book while the other kids are working on a assignment. The second row, I just put manipulatives that I thought we would need. We have pattern blocks. I'm pretty sure we need these for the math this year. And we have bear counters, which I think we need. This is just a box of Bob books. I wanted to just review them when we start school. And back here is a bunch of books. This is from when my daughter was in kinder. They're very, very easy books that came in her literature, her language arts book. And they're just little teeny tiny pamphlets. I'm sure you can print some types online if you want something simple. And yeah, just so that we have something really, really easy to work with when we start. And the next thing I threw in this basket was just something kind of for what word work is, like when you practice your spelling words with stamps. These are stamps, and we have other things we might practice for word work. And the last thing on the bottom is just that cash register from Lakeshore Learning, and that is just a regular cash register. It's pretty popular at that learning store. That store is Lakeshore Learning online, and it opens, and we have a good time with it. So I'm probably going to be using this to do math for money, and also you know, the coins. And the last thing I wanted to add in the previous curriculum video that actually I had done was that I would be using Saxon 1, but I actually recently found Saxon 2. I ordered it. I found it online. Somebody was selling it used, and it came actually with this was packaged, so I'm really excited that all the student pages came packaged. The math meeting looks perfect, and then we have the teacher's edition, which is, you know, just arrived today. It's in really good condition, so I'm excited about that. I used Saxon 1 for my other daughter, And it really worked for her at that time. But I was assessing my daughter, and I wasn't sure if should be doing Saxon 2 or Saxon 1, and she did have a pretty strong grasp on math concepts in grade 1. So I'm going to try this out. I have Saxon 1. I don't recommend that anybody ever really go ahead. It's good to stay on level. So I would suggest you really know your child, really understand the concepts that are taught, and then, you know, be able to shift around. So I already do have Saxon 1. I just didn't want her to be bored by the redundancy of something that she may already know. And so one thing I wanted to add was that when you do Saxon, you have this page, a list of materials. So what I liked about having this cart was that in that middle shelf right there, I was able, and then we did have some on top too, I was able to have space to add all the manipulatives and items that I might need. So I decided that I'm going to try to be organized, and I'm going to do about 20 lessons, which is about a month of materials in that cart. So I'm going to put myself a reminder in my own planner to update these materials, so I'm not looking at them once a week. Sometimes it's hard. We have a lot of extended families. Sometimes it's hard to go through it once a week, but once a month I could commit to. And so yeah, like this math lesson 1, the main manipulative is the 6 color tiles. Lesson 2 is going to be 1 color tile, a demonstration clock for lesson 3. Lesson 4 is the 20 color tiles. So I had already gone through this list because a friend lended me her book. And so I already had this list in front of me when I put the cart together. So I have all the manipulatives that I might need, other than, for instance, crayons and our art supplies. They're really close to where we sit. Those will be easy for her to get. Now, if I thought maybe she doesn't know the colors of the crayons, or that it would take a long time for her to retrieve the crayon from the basket, I would have that ready ahead of time. But I know when I put that in front, she'll easily be able to grab it and get to work. So I'm just going to pull that crayon basket or colored pencil basket out at that time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Yeah, I hope that this helps anybody. If I missed anything, actually, I think I did miss this. This is a 100 number chart, and this I got from Rainbow Resource about 6-7 years back. It's called a 100 board, and this was really helpful in counting. There is, I know that one of the math meetings does have it in the back. I'm just going to make sure. Yeah. So there is a 100 number chart in the back of the math feeding book. I'm pretty sure in the grade 1 it has this too. And yeah, this just has a bunch of activities. And if you really want to know and you have your Saxon in front of you, you can look into it and find out what lesson it's in, and then read the lesson to see if you really need it. But yeah, it comes in handy. You can see it's used, and so we did use it a lot. And it's shiny, it's adorable, it's coated. All right, everybody. Hope this helped. And inshallah, everybody has a great homeschool year. All right, assalamu alaikum.